Howdy everyone, glad to be back. Today we are... Wait! I need to warn you guys. Sorry you had to see that. Let's get back to the important things. This video will contain flashing lights, glowing effects, and some mild cartoon chaos. If you are sensitive to these topics, this video might not be for you. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, massive shout out to Forever Grinding for spawning the 2 hidden references in Whispering Waterfall. You're an absolute legend. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and liking this video. And please, enjoy this episode. Remastering my old cave art. At its current state, it's in dire need of a... Huh? Ugh, great, gotta do that again. At its current state, it's in dire need of a... For crying out loud! Chris!
What?
Turn it down!
Turn what down?
If not you, then who?
Oh my. Check the front door!
Fine, I'll check it out.
Yo, you good?
Just fine.
You're incorrigible, you know that?
Hello? Oh. It's just mail. Alright, let's see what we have. Bill. Oh. Alright, let's just quickly. Let's see. We would like to accept you for your TV interview. You know what? Into the shredder you go. And, a pink letter. Let's see this. Hello, Hex Studios. I hear that you're an incredibly talented artist with a growing presence on YouTube and a strong reputation on pixel art. To celebrate my first year on the platform, I'm hosting a special event, a mega collab featuring 10 artists. Each one will contribute to their part, and I'll stitch everything together into one final masterpiece. Huh, not bad. Your assigned biome will be a forest, blah 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 blah, not important, skip, from Kotufa, and for the final bit, P.S. Huh? If you don't want to, you're doing it anyway? What?
Okay, I think I'm officially hallucinating.
What? Where?
Welcome back, Hex.
Who are you? What do you mean welcome back? What even is here?
Still progressing. I see. Please remain where you are.
Listen, I think we should...
System scan indicates extreme Western culture. Visual recalibration recommended.
You don't say... Whoa.
You are now within the fourth dimension and access continuum where memory, thought, and purpose detach from their original definitions. Here, concepts exist before they are understood. Ideas move freely, untamed by context. You may see shape, but it remembers no name. You may also feel time, but it has accelerated exponentially.
You know, I could get used to this.
And knowledge, post-ultimate is secondary. You are here for completion, not contemplation.
What?
You are here due to a collaboration request remaining incomplete. This is your contract to assist in the system, fulfill it, and return to your reality.
What's in it for me?
Decline and remain suspended indefinitely.
Yeah, well, you kind of realize I need a computer to
cycle creates one shift. You are limited. You may now proceed with your task when you are ready.
Alright, everything's in place. Howdy everyone, welcome back to...
Abort that sequence
What?
immediately.
But wasn't this what you asked me to do?
Negative. Current execution is suboptimal. Correction is mandatory before proceeding.
Oh really? What exactly needs correction?
Your posture suggests bureaucratic tension, not presentation confidence. Also, the gift loop introduces a visual desynchronization roughly every 2.3 seconds, thus potentially introducing unnecessary visual entropy after every cycle. It is inefficient.
It's not that bad.
The phrase, not that bad, is commonly used to defend content that is, in fact, objectively horrendous.
What are you implying?
This presentation requires a complete structure overhaul, and you are currently in denial.
Listen, if you want to lecture me and say I could do better, be my guest! And please actually show me how it's done instead of just...
Request accepted.
Wait, hold on, I didn't say you could actually do...
Visual parameters have been optimized. Motion artifacts have been resolved, now within expected value.
Okay, that's actually kind of impressive.
Shall we proceed with the forest sector operation?
Sure. Just know after this I'm going to unplug you.
Illogical, but noted.
So, to get started on this sector, I began sketching out a basic tree and a bush. I then tried to experiment with a geometric pattern, just to try and give the forest more of a fixed orthogonal structure.
Orthogonal, a suitable word for the realms.
Yes! Well, I might have actually ended up scrapping it since it felt too forced. Like, it was clashing with the natural vibe so much, I ended up scrapping it and replacing it with another tree. This time at the opposite side of the sector to keep it more balanced and organic. I then thought I filled the space with the wall of trees in the background. But then I realized how little room I actually had, so that was scrapped as well.
Instead, you settled with a lakeside forest.
Exactly! Then I tried to add some pine trees in the back with the added terrain.
Undeniably, the most scuffed lineup of pine trees this dimension has ever processed.
Ugh, I said tried, alright?
This pathetic craftsmanship is the equivalent of a midlife crisis.
Alright, look! I'm just not used to going for small things. I always like to go big, create giant masterpieces for everyone to stare into. Anyway, after I did that, I started adding the extra details, such as the moon to set the time of night, reflections, added texture to the trees and bushes so that way they actually look like trees and bushes and not just placeholders. It's the little things that sells the scene, really. They're small details, make no mistake. But when you start adding set more details together, they make a massive impact on the entire scene, making the place feel more alive than before. And if you don't believe me, watch this. Yeah? You see? So much better than before, with the added particles, glowworms, extra definitions to the mountains, and additional upgrades to the background. Now the whole area feels way more enchanted than before.
Calculations are displaying if you constructed an entire circle of biomes, it would be grand.
Ha! Yeah, imagine.
Impressive as always.
Alright, sector's done. I'm ready to go back home now.
Plans have been changed.
What?
Instead of a single sector, we are extending to a collection of biomes.
Right. That was a statement, not a question.
Yes.
Alright, so what are we working with this time? And to save us the time and effort, are there any restrictions or rules I have to follow with at all?
All sectors must be drawn in a different art style. Canvas dimensions have been expanded. Your task is to harmonize contrasting aesthetics.
Draw 8 things, but different. Okay, I can work with this. So, to begin with this 8-sector madness, I decided to push myself with something I'd never really tackled before. My first draft was just a simple line of volcanoes in the background.
Deplorable.
Hey, no need to be harsh. Anyway, from there I worked on the mountains in the distance, giving them a rugged, almost jagged texture, before diving into the erupting volcano, not just for looks, but to show the depth of the terrain. From there I carved out the main volcano's shape, refined its texture, and honestly, it's looking pretty great now.
A commendable attempt if the assignment were to visually represent disappointment.
Oh, come on, it looks awesome!
Incorrect. Observations. The lava core brightness increases towards the center.
There. Satisfied?
There is still considerable potential for refinement.
Yeah, but I've got 7 more sectors to go. I'm not going to burnout after doing 1.
Specified plan for Sector 2.
For this one, I'm thinking mountain-themed. Something way above the clouds. A little mysterious. That kind of vibe, you know?
How will you evolve this concept?
Well, my good AI friend, if you're an AI, picture this! We're standing right on the edge of that front mountain, like a ledge overlooking everything below. That's our focal point. Then, we layer the clouds behind it, different depths, and bam! Done.
The sector appears incomplete.
Yeah, it's a simple art style, that's the point.
Negative. When you stated you will not spend too much time, I interpreted efficiency, not
Relax, it's fine. I know what I'm doing, okay?
future sectors will require greater attention.
Fair enough. For the 3rd sector, I think I'm gonna go something desert-themed, but I'm keeping the platelet minimal.
Define minimal.
Basically only using a few colors, like 4. Next, I'll scatter a few objects on the terrain. Not just random junk, but things that might suggest history. Then we add
Include a sword.
sword.
Correction. Scimitar. Its inclusion would introduce implied conflict and narrative subtext.
Narrative subtext, huh? You just want to make the desert look like a battlefield.
Destruction is visually compelling.
Visually You really need therapy, man. Anyway, to finish the scene off, I added a light dust haze. So, what do you think?
Acceptable for now.
I'll take it. For this one, we're going for a coastal cliff. To start, I drafted an outline of what I envisioned, then built the foreground with smooth layered shapes. Those will become the large stones. After that, I began detailing them all one by one. Once the stones were placed, I added grass on top of them. From there, I started shaping the Earth's face. Tried to make it look earthy and natural, but...
Please display current results. What even is that thing is less of a landscape and more of an open wound in the concept of art.
I didn't see it until I made it, okay?
Let us never speak of the previous iteration again.
Yeah, absolutely, agreed. Anyway, moving on. After recoloring the stones and cliffs a few times, I tried adding a tree on the right for balance. Cool concept, but it didn't fit, so that got scrapped. Instead, I added a green mountain in the distance since there's barely anything in the sector that's actually green. After that, it was just the waterfall itself. It didn't take too long to handle. Your thoughts?
Reduce foreground density to reveal more background structure. Visual hierarchy improves clarity.
Let's just move on already. For the 5th sector, I think it would be best to go something that's more saturated in life.
Perhaps a village.
Yes! Or something warm, lively, but grounded. Here's the concept so far.
Surprisingly promising for a draft.
Thanks. Now for detailing. We start by breaking everything into color blocks. It helps me map out where the shadows and highlights will land. Once it's balanced, we swap them out and refine it.
What about the ground texture?
Already done.
Incredible.
Just a few tweaks for contrast and polish, finalizing the bushes, the dome, and some background detail.
Excellent work. Easily your strongest sector so far.
Alright, this one's going to be a biome I've never done before.
Clarify the concept.
Something snow-based.
Perhaps another village snow-themed this time.
Ha! There's no way I'm doing that again. Where's the originality?
You speak of originality, yet just committed manslaughter against it.
Oh, chill out, that was a nice one.
Every time you make a pun, a poet somewhere loses their will to write.
Funny how you lecture about originality when everything you say was written in code. Imagine having infinite processing power and still failing to process a sense of humor.
Ow.
That's what I thought. Yeah. What the?
Report discovery.
Don't worry about it. I think I've got an idea now. We'll create a massive ice arch.
Why such aggressive geometry?
Got the idea from how rust erodes metal. It chews and devours it down until there's nothing but only jagged shapes and hollow scars.
Such morbid creativity nonetheless.
Told you. I then evolved this by adding ice spikes for variation. I then tried to add a frozen waterfall, but it didn't fit, so that got scrapped. Instead, I added a nice cliff edge before turning it into an ice cave. And to finish, I added a gentle snowfall, making it feel like there was a story here once.
Admittedly striking, dangerous, but beautiful. 2 sectors remain. Any concepts prepared?
Yes, I do. I'm gonna go with the cloud theme. It's been a good while since I tried that. I began by making 4 interconnected floating islands with bridges between them, but that didn't really work out, so I eventually settled on stepping stones as a substitute. Originally, when working on the first island, I planned on placing a lantern there, but it didn't really fit the space, so I swapped it out with 2 blue bushes instead.
Blue? Why not something more realistic?
Are floating islands really realistic?
Valid.
I also made this art style include borders. Adds that dreamy storybook aesthetic, you know?
Rework the stepping stones linking each island. They currently appear soft and flat.
Alright! On to island number 2. The shape wasn't hard, but deciding the form took a while. At first, I tried a simple 3-color palette. It didn't work. This led me giving each rock its own outline with 3 colors. It still didn't work.
So what succeeded?
You see those small platforms over there? Same method, more colors for darker areas to show depth.
Efficient.
I also added a small bush and a bamboo lantern, and above all else, the pattern continued for each island just scaled down.
The distant islands should appear lighter or cooler.
We'll handle that later. For now, we'll focus our work on the background, and while I could add a background color, some bordered clouds, and call it a day, I'd much rather try something new. So instead, I started off making use of some wavy clouds. The beginning was admittedly rough and needed some major refinement, but with every iteration, I slowly got better at identifying what worked versus what didn't, to eventually I arrived at this.
Lighten the far islands for depth. Otherwise, this sector is remarkable.
Thanks! At long last, we have finally arrived at this last sector, and for this one, I'm gravitating towards a space-themed one.
It's fitting, really.
But if you know one of my older art projects, the Echoing Corridor Suppressed Memories, then you must have also known of a certain cosmic storm that our antagonist passes through in his pod.
You intend to recreate it.
Exactly. Here's the first draft, though not completed, but the top portion gives an idea of how the energy will flow. The following development steps were all mainly refinements. I brightened the gradient towards the bomb to emphasize the power buildup, like the storm is drawing energy inward.
The lower region could use better composition.
Alright. What if I reverse the color order and add another storm band beside it? Like so?
Vastly superior. The final sector is complete. All that remains is spatial alignment.
Well, yes. And no. While I could leave out there's 8 distinct sectors seemingly meshed together, it's never that simple. There's always something to optimize or to experiment with.
Experiment? In what capacity?
Well, let's run through them one more time in a quick succession.
Significant improvement has however been noted. The elemental borders and fire in the background contribute to sustainable power to the scene. The realms of burning light are appropriately enhanced.
Glad you think so.
Completion registered. Your work is acceptable.
Just acceptable? You know what? Yeah, you're right. Acceptable. That's it. I'm done. So, portal home?
Affirmative. Though one last calibration.
What? What do you mean one last calibration? Everybody shrimp!
Great. Now where am I?
What is this?
Terminate anomalies. Only then return will follow.
What? That wasn't the deal!
Now then, let's watch my favorite part.
Get off of me!
Just tell me how to get out.
It's over! All silhouettes have been eliminated. A flawless finish.
What more do you want?
Absolutely nothing. All prerequisites for a return have been satisfied. You may return now, if you wish to proceed. However, your abilities warrant deeper investigation. If you would allow further...
I don't care! Now hurry up and send me back already!
As you wish.
What happened? How long have I been out for? My head hurts. You know what? I could tire of this.